The new cash withdrawal screen in MyPractice will allow you to load a list of payments and send them through to finance before cut-off every day, rather than having to manually load them individually in Practice Manager for each account. You can also save a monthly withdrawal list that can be sent for clients requiring monthly payments. In order to get to the new withdrawal screen, log into MyPractice. Select Providers, PSG Wealth, and Withdrawals. In order to create a new list, select the plus Add List icon. You will then need to enter a name for this report. You will also need to select your team. Once you have done this, you can then search for the account that you'd like to do a withdrawal on. If the account is not CRS compliant, you will not be able to add them to your withdrawal list. An alert will pop up informing you of such, and the client will then need to submit their CRS documentation before the client can be added to the withdrawal list. If the client is CRS compliant, you can simply select the account and it will appear in the table below. In the table, you will be able to select whether it is an instant payment or not. If it is an instant payment, it will default to charging the client. If you would like to charge the branch instead, you can simply select the X icon and change it to a tick under Charge Branch. If the client has more than one bank account, you will also be able to select any active verified bank account from the bank description field. You can then enter the amount that would like to be withdrawn, as well as any custom reference that the client would like to appear on their bank account statement. If no reference is entered, the default reference will apply. To add an additional account to your list, simply type in the other account number that you would like to add. You can then select it and it will appear in the table below. Once again, you can select whether it is an instant payment and whether you'd like to charge the client or the branch. You can then enter the amount requested for the withdrawal, as well as any custom reference. You can also save your list and do not have to submit it immediately once it is created. Once you have added all the accounts that you would like, you can simply select the Save List icon. You will see that the list is now in the withdrawal lists below. To edit the list or add additional accounts to the list, you simply select the pencil icon. From here, you'll also be able to export this list to Excel. It will show the account as well as the payment details for that account. When you are ready to submit the withdrawal instruction, you can either select the block at the top in the header, which will select all accounts in your list, or alternatively, you can select the accounts individually. You then go to With Selected Items and from the drop-down select Save and Submit. A one-time PIN will be sent to your cell phone. Enter the one-time PIN and then submit the OTP. The payment will then be sent through to Wealth for processing. In order to add an additional account to your withdrawal list, you simply select the Manage icon and type in the new account number. Once again, a compliance block will alert you if the client is not CRS compliant. You will be able to search for any list that you have created in the search bar. Simply type in the name of the list that you are looking for and select Enter. All lists that you have created with that name will appear. If you would like to clear your search, select the Reset button. Additional functionality is the ability to copy as draft. By selecting this, it will create a copy of the list that you've created. You can then go and edit this copy. You can change the name, and you can add additional accounts. Once you are happy, you can then save this list. In order to change the configuration of your withdrawal list page, you can click on the gears icon. Here you will have the option to resort your column headings. To change the order that the column headings appear, simply drag and drop the headings into the order you'd like to view them. You can also select which headings are shown. Once you are happy with the changes you have made, you can save these changes. If you would like to revert to the original configuration, you select the gears icon and select Reset to Default. On the Withdrawal History tab, you'll be able to see all withdrawals that have been submitted to Wealth, as well as their status, whether they've been rejected, pending, or processed. You'll be able to filter these by date range, as well as be able to search using BDA account number or the reference. You will also be able to export this withdrawal history list into CSV. This will show you all withdrawals, the requested date, the account number, the bank, the amount that was on the client's account, as well as the withdrawal amount. You'll also be able to see the status, the approved date, as well as who it was loaded by. Once again, you can configure the layout of your withdrawal history screen by selecting the gears icon. You can rearrange your column headings by dragging and dropping them, as well as selecting which column headings you would like to show. Once you are happy with your changes, you can save these. If you would like to revert to the original setup, select the gears icon and select Reset to Default and OK. You will also be able to view the withdrawal history on the client's profile. Search for the client by their name. And search in Clients. Select the Manage Client icon. This will bring up the client's profile. You will then select Products and select the Manage icon or the pencil icon next to the product whose transactions you would like to view. You can then select Transactions from the menu. Withdrawals processed through the cash withdrawal screen in MyPractice will be visible in the Provider Transactions tab. You will be able to copy these withdrawals over to lump sum transactions by selecting these withdrawals that you would like to copy over and then selecting the Copy Selected to Lump Sum button. When you then navigate to the lump sum transactions, you will be able to see those withdrawals that have been copied over. You will also be able to export the saved withdrawals from the screen by selecting the View Saved Withdrawals button and then selecting the Export button. This will export it to CSV. From the screen, you'll also be able to search for specific withdrawals, as well as reset that search function to view all transactions again. You can configure the layout of your PSG Securities transaction screen by selecting the gears icon. Once again, you can drag and drop the columns to sort them, as well as select which columns to show. Once you are happy, you can save your changes. If you would like to revert to the default setting, you can simply select Reset to Default. Some important points to note with the withdrawal screen is that CRS, with regards to the CRS functionality, the CRS check is run when creating or managing a list. As previously shown, you will not be able to add an account that is not CRS compliant to a list. If you are working with an old list where a client was previously added and the status has changed and is no longer compliant, that client will be highlighted in orange on the list. The checkbox to select that client to submit the withdrawal will also not be visible. In the Manage Withdrawal screen, you will also see banners that appear. The first banner is to highlight that if there are any changes to the banking details that are loaded for a client throughout a day and you want to view them in the screen, you will need to select the Refresh button. The second banner indicates that the amount available for the withdrawal is a balance that is available at the start of the day. If the client has traded on their account throughout the day or has another withdrawal that has been processed previously and no longer has enough cash available for the new withdrawal that you've submitted, the payment will be rejected on finance's side. You will be able to see this in the status of the payment on the withdrawal history. The final point to note is that permissions to load withdrawal lists and to send payments through will be granted by the team leader. They will have access to permission different users for different functionality.